What is up, dudes and lady dudes? Welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. Today we've got more cyber style structure deck news, which is kind of surprising because I thought this week would be all just kind of finishing out the rest of Dawn of Majesty, but this is a nice little gift. I think we got 2 more cards for that, and we do have a Dawn of Majesty card that's pretty cool. So yeah, let's just get started. Start off with our cyber style stuff. We've got Attachment Cyber. So I guess technically this is like a light monster with cyber in the name. I don't know if it actually will count as like be searchable by anything, but okay. It was a level 3 light dragon effect monster. It's dragon, which is very important for the cyber dark part of cards because they usually reborn specifically only dragons from grave, or attach dragons from grave, which is cool. 1600 attack, 800 defense, nothing too crazy there. And the third effect is a hard one to return. The first effect reads, you can target one dragon or machine cyber monster you control and equip this card from your hand or field to that target. Okay, so any dragon or cyber machine. Really cool, and I like that it attaches from hand. A lot of union cards, this isn't technically a union card, but cards that attach need to be on field to attach to something else or detach. But I like that this can just do it from hand. It's really nice. A monster equipped with this card gains 600 attack. So nothing too crazy. Just a little 600 buff there. I guess it's kind of nice, but you know, I mean, I guess like the Cyber Darks are already going to be gaining, I think 800. I think they gain like half of the attack. So they'd gain 800 plus another 600. So that's actually pretty good. 14 on top of the 800 they usually have. Not too shabby. And the last effect, if this card is equipped to a monster, if this card equipped to a monster is sent to the graveyard, so that's the first line is cost, you can target one other dragon, or well, I guess not cost, but it's like the requirement, the trigger requirement. You can target one other dragon or machine cyber monster in your graveyard and special summon it. That's really cool. It's just kind of like an extender. I mean, he equips himself. You ideally link them off, fuse them off, whatever. What I like is that all it has to do is be sent to graveyard. It's not graveyard as link material, graveyard as fusion material, you know, tributed, any of that stuff. It's just generically, once it's equipped to something on the field, send it to grave anyway. Your opponent could pop it, and this card would still let you float into a cyber monster. And I like that it's generic too. Any dragon or any machine cyber. So that could be machine cyber fusion monsters that have already been correctly summoned. That could be just Cyber Dragon himself, so that you can make a contact fusion, right, to remove something else from the board. Really depends, but that's really, I think that's a cool effect there. So I think this is a decent card. I'm not sure how overly good it is. Like, again, I don't remember how searchable this is based off the name. It does have cyber in the name, but it's not a machine. I know, isn't there something that searches like cyber light machines or something like that? I can't remember off the top of my head. This one's a dragon though, so we'll have to keep an eye on it. I still think it's a cool card though. I don't think it's amazing, but I think it's like a nice little extender added to their little, you know, volley of new support. And then we get to the new quick play fusion, not a regular fusion, it's quick play. This is Eternal Cyber. This is a quick play spell. You can only use both of its effects once per turn each. Target one machine cyber fusion monster in your graveyard. Either return it to the extra deck or special summon it, ignoring its summoning conditions. And the second effect, if a machine cyber fusion monster you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead. Okay, so this card's kind of interesting. As far as the first effect goes, I like it, but I don't love it. I think cards like these we see fairly often just need a fair amount of setup to really be worth it. But even as an extender, it's not terrible. If at like any point you had already gone through a contact fusion, or if any point you had just summoned any of you could have even summoned, what's the guy? Oh man, I can't remember his name right now. The guy that can attack like 3 times. He sends cyber dragons to the grave, from deck to grave, to get his attacks, and he pops back or on some. I can't remember his name right now. With that guy, I mean, you could just bring him back and then push for gain. I think he's also a level 5, so then you could potentially make CDI. So there's definitely some cool applications here. Yeah, but again, you do have to get fusions in the graveyard, and I believe they have to get there correctly. If you did just try to send them, you wouldn't be able to reborn them off this, because the summoning conditions isn't part of the clause that says a monster has to be correctly summoned before it can be like reborn from grave. So you do have to correctly summon a fusion at some point somewhere and have it end up in grave. And I think that can be kind of a doozy, but it is still pretty powerful. I mean, this just means once you do have one in there, this is a 1 card to pull whatever that was out of the grave, which is pretty cool. So, okay, moving on to the second effect. As far as the second effect goes, I actually like this effect a decent bit. If this deck is able to set up some boards, it may not be like crazy disruption boards, but you may have like 2-3 disruptions, and maybe you have something like this in the grave. We see it right now with Tri-Brigade. They send the Rendezvous just to have destruction protection for their board. And maybe that's what this does, is it essentially will just turn all your cyber fusion monster, at least for one time only, immune to destruction. And that can be the difference sometimes between your opponent having the rightful outs and not. So I actually like that. I think, didn't we also see a card in the first 3 cards of support that like lets you send a cyber speller trap? That's huge for this card, right? Just send this, and then now you have a destruction protection on any of your cyber fusions. Not too bad. I think these cards, I think they're both decent. I wouldn't say either of them are bangers. If this is the last of the support, I really hope it isn't. I really hope we have like 2 more cards, and they really are like just a couple more solid picks. But I don't think these are bad. I think they're definitely playable. This guy may just be a 1 of. This guy may just be a 1 of or a 2 of, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, pretty cool. Moving on to the other stuff. This is just reprints also that have been kind of confirmed for the OCG's version, but hopefully we get some of the same. Hopefully Nashter ends up in ours as well. Core, hers. This card needs to be reprinted real bad. And then some dope ass sleeves with the new boss monster, which is pretty cool. All right, and then we get to the 1 card from our new stuff. We have a new live twin card. The artwork is amazing as always. This is live twin Trouble Sun. What I love about this is there's like stuff on here that's like, this is like they did like a popularity poll, and so you had like the live twins and evil, or yeah, I gotta say more evil twins here, live twins down here, and then over here you have like some of those old classic guys. I forget what those guys are called. Is it like M Warrior 1 and 2 or something? And they're on here, which is really cool. I love like the addition of older cards like into lore and into artwork and stuff. Just adds so much to it, to the world of Yu-Gi-Oh! So I love the artwork. But this is live twin Trouble Sun. It's a continuous spell. Okay, you can only activate 1 card with this card's name per turn, of course. When this card resolves, you can add 1 live twin monster from your deck to the hand. Okay, all right. Second effect, each time your opponent normal or special summons a monster while you control an evil twin monster, gain 200 life points. And if you do, inflict 200 damage to your opponent. We got some Trickstar shenanigans going on. Okay, listen. As far as the first effect, this is obviously the main effect. It searches you out any of your live twin monsters. It's great. I mean, what's funny is if you had asked me like going into this, if you were like, live twins need 1 card, what do you want to give them? And I'm like, I don't necessarily think they need consistency. I don't think that's the issue. But I would also say that with them getting the Lilla and Kissy Kill extender monsters, the ones that just say if you control a Lilla or a Kissy Kill, they can just like summon from hand. That makes this card have a lot more value. It means you could normal summon one of the regular Kissy Kill or Lillas. They could get ashed, you know, whatever. Honestly, anything. It could be, they could get ashed, they could get impermanenced, veilered, whatever. If they get negated and they're still on field, this just becomes an extender that allows you to just straight up play through that. No problem. Search one of the extenders, summon it. Ideally, the Kissy Kill one, because she's going to get you a draw on your opponent's turn as well. So you just get, it's kind of a +1, slow +1, but a +1 nonetheless. And that's really, really nice. As for the second effect, that's also really nice. I mean, this is it's definitely a bonus effect, not the main effect, but this is a hella you know, hella nice, like icing on the cake. This is already a deck that's known for not being able to kill super easy. And this is not like a once per turn if your opponent summons. This is every time. So if they need to summon 4 or 5 times just to even get to a point where they can try to out your evil twins, they've taken 1,000 and you've gained 1,000. So you've already put a 2,000 you know, barrier between you guys. So as far as time comes up, this is a slower deck because it doesn't kill. You may end up going into time. This now says if I go first into time, I'm just making these. And if you want to summon at all, you're going to start taking damage. So you better at least equate your damage to what I'm going to deal you just for trying to play. And that could be brutal. So I like this card. I really do. You also got to keep in mind that the deck might have been playing Signet Mining before, but I do think with this card, like, why play Signet Mining? You might as well just play this because I believe all the extender ones actually aren't Cyber. So Signet Mining only grabs the original Kissy Kill monsters. And so I think this card's just better anyway. Plus, when you combine like Signet Mining and their quick play that summons a monster from deck, you kind of just end up with a lot of cards that you can end up drawing that are just like, oh, I need to discard 2 cards from my hand, from my 5-card hand, and now I essentially just have a 3-card hand because I need these to play. And you don't want that. So I think you swap Signet Mining for this. You still maintain the same level of consistency. You get punished less by Ash Blossom or any other negate, and the payoff is actually bigger because you just have a wider range of things you can get as extenders. And of course you have the bonus with this, and that's not like hard once a turn, or you can only control 1 copy. So you could actually activate this turn 1, activate a second one turn 2, and now your opponent's taking 400 and you're gaining 400 every time they summon while an evil twin is on the field, which is actually really cool. So I like this card a lot for them. I still think they need like a big payoff card, like a boss monster or a trap card that's like a really strong disruption. But I'm not mad at this. This is, if they were going to get 1 card out of here, this is a solid card to get. So I'm very happy with this. I think these are fine. I don't think they're bad. I think they're okay. They don't blow me away though. But I think this card is actually really good for live twins. I'm definitely looking forward to trying them out again, especially once I get this card. But yeah, that's gonna do it from here today, guys. Sorry it took me so long to cover 3 whole cards. But that's how it goes sometimes. Sometimes we ramble. I'm gonna get the hell out of here though. Thank you so much for watching. As always, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more news stuff from me in the future. I think we still have almost 15 cards to reveal for Dawn of Majesty. Maybe it's more like 13 or 12. The set's coming out in like 3 days in the OCG, so we're gonna get all those cards all at once, and we have some other sets creeping up that we should get reveals for in the next couple weeks as well. So stay tuned for that. Subscribe if you haven't. I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.